Welcome back to another episode of Out Loud Geek, where we discuss news and views about pop culture, science fiction, fantasy, food, cooking, the outdoors, and more. It's time, once again, for another depressing dose of dismal Disney.
Well. Disney has lost its First Amendment case that it had filed against Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis. But before proceeding, I'd like to ask everyone to please like this video, please subscribe to this channel, and please press the bell to receive notifications. Thanks! This has been reported by several sites, including The Trades. So let's take a look at the one from The Hollywood Reporter that's entitled, Disney Lawsuit Against Florida Governor Ron DeSantis Dismissed by Judge. The entertainment giant has argued that Florida is retaliating in violation of its free speech rights for pushing back against a parental rights law which the governor supported. When then CEO Bob Chapek made the fateful decision to speak against Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay law in a state that is controlled by a very conservative legislature and governor, it was incredibly foolish. But as I had reported in a video that I had released last year regarding the firing of Marvel Studios' president of physical production, post-production, VFX, and animation, Victoria Alonso, some had speculated that Alonso was being silenced because she was outspoken about Florida's so-called Don't Say Gay bill, which Governor Ron DeSantis signed in March 2022. Alonso, who is gay, said at the time at the 2022 GLAAD Media Awards that she had told Bob Chapek during a 45-minute discussion, quote, "As long as I am at Marvel Studios, I will fight for representation." Under Chapek, Disney did take a public stand against the bill, which ultimately resulted in a clash with the state government and the loss of its special tax status. Thus, it was a move that is costing the company millions, and Alonso was partially responsible for that by pressuring Chapek. And a source close to the matter said that following Alonso's remarks at the 2022 GLAAD Awards, she was told that she could no longer do press for Marvel projects. And that was an inadequate punishment as far as I'm concerned, and this entire situation is yet another example of go woke, go broke. The other thing that really hurt Alonso was that at the 2023 Academy Awards, she essentially shunned her Disney coworkers because she was too preoccupied with supporting the non-Disney movie Argentina 1985, which she had both promoted and worked on. While it's not clear whether Alonso had been given permission to work on Argentina 1985, she was fired about a week after the Academy Awards. But let's go back to the Hollywood Reporter article. A federal judge has dismissed a lawsuit from the Walt Disney Company against Ron DeSantis that may decide the entertainment giant's authority to control development around its sprawling theme park. U.S. District Judge Alan Windsor, in an order issued on Wednesday, found Disney, quote, lacks standing to sue the governor, unquote, and DeSantis' handpicked board that now controls the district in which the company's park operates. And I do want to point out that the judge is a Trump appointee, and it was very recently that DeSantis dropped out of the 2024 presidential race. And immediately thereafter, DeSantis endorsed Trump. Windsor concluded that the statute reshaping the leadership structure and granting the governor the authority to appoint every member of the tax district's governing body is, quote, facially constitutional, unquote, and cannot be challenged with a free speech claim. In a statement, a Disney spokesperson said, quote, "This is an important case with serious implications for the rule of law, and it will not end here. If left unchallenged, this would set a dangerous precedent and give license to states to weaponize their official powers to punish the expression of political viewpoints they disagree with," unquote. But hold on a minute. Isn't that exactly what Disney did to Gina Carano back in 2021? She had portrayed the character of Cara Dune in the once very popular Disney Plus show The Mandalorian, and was supposed to be the star of a new Disney Plus Star Wars show entitled Rangers of the New Republic that had been announced by Kathleen Kennedy in December of 2020. But because Gina Carano had used her First Amendment rights on social media to express her own personal opinions, she was subjected to cancel culture and was then summarily fired by Disney and Lucasfilm via social media. So in a lot of ways, this ruling could be karmic for Disney after the deplorable manner in which they treated Gina Carano. Disney sued last year after the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District, or CFTOD, whose members were appointed by the governor, voided an agreement that purported to transfer certain powers of the company's now dissolved special district back to the company. I had released a video in April of 2023 about Disney filing this lawsuit against DeSantis. The development contracts were quietly signed by the previous oversight board the day before the state legislature passed a bill at DeSantis' direction giving him control of the district. CFTOD Chairman Martin Garcia said in a statement, quote, "Our board and the district will now continue to make the appropriate changes to operate and function as an independent government agency to promote transparency and accountability while bringing more prosperity to more people in Florida," unquote. Before the legislative amendments, Disney enjoyed voting rights in the district that oversaw its theme park. Now it faces decisions by a board over which it has no authority. And that's why Disney is upset. The court said that its loss of control is a quote-unquote constitutional injury traceable to the CFTOD, but not DeSantis. Disney had argued that the governor had quote-unquote actual control over the board since he has the power to appoint every member. Windsor responded in the order writing, quote, "To the extent the governor contributed to Disney's injury by appointing CFTOD board members, that action is in the past. Because Disney seeks injunctive relief, it must allege an imminent future injury, and it has not alleged facts showing that any imminent future appointments will contribute to its harm," unquote. If the court granted Disney's request to block future appointments, it reasoned that the company would essentially be in the same position of operating under the current board over which it has no control. In other words, Disney's legal arguments made no actual sense, and their entire case against DeSantis sounds more like it was just a corporate temper tantrum. Responding to arguments that DeSantis is exercising actual control over the CFTOD's actions, Windsor said that the allegations are quote-unquote conclusory since Disney failed to point to specific actions the board took at the governor's direction. Quote, "In fact, Disney has not alleged any specific injury from any board action," unquote, wrote the judge, who noted that the only alleged harm suffered by the company is that it's operating under a board that it does not control. I don't believe that there was any political favoritism shown to DeSantis by the judge, who is a Trump appointee. The judge simply dismissed Disney's case because it was poorly written, poorly presented, and provided no evidence to back Disney's claims of injury. I've heard it said that Disney never loses court cases. Well, that didn't hold true this time around. By failing to provide any proof of damage, Disney's lawyers completely weakened their own position. Bob Iger and Disney's board simply aren't happy that they lost control over their now dissolved special district, which they are never going to get back. And I really don't think that continuing to try to fight the Florida government over this issue through the courts is actually going to be beneficial to Disney. Thanks for watching today, and a huge thanks to everyone who has subscribed to our channel. We appreciate your support. If you enjoyed this video, please press the like button, and please feel free to share a comment. If you'd like to help support this channel, please press the red subscribe button, and please press the bell to receive notifications for new content. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, Threads, and Twitter by clicking on the links in the description. Until next time, this is Out Loud Geek.